Welcome back, party people, to SideTrakt's Corner. This is ramblings of a madman, I guess. Life philosophies, just randomness. Places to put my craziness. Volume 1, Episode 1 was about goals. Life goals and how to obtain them. This is kind of life advice for young men, life advice for anyone, really. It doesn't have to be a man. I carry that unique perspective. Men understand that there's a different walk of life than a woman's walk. So, I tend to cater to that perspective, but this is life advice for anyone that wants to take it, really. I think today, or, on this volume 2, we'll talk about kindness and compassion, what that really means, For a long time, we've had these varied views of what a man is supposed to be and what a woman is supposed to be. And now we're finding with technology and open-mindedness and all these things that our thoughts on who those individuals are is varied, right? They're just all over the place. What a man could be and what a woman is. What I'm getting at is a lot of times as men, we think that we have to be this rough, tough, exterior. You can't show weakness. Why cry in front of another man, right? Why talk about your feelings in front of another man? Because that'll show you're vulnerable, and if you do that, that leaves you open to attack. And I understand why we think like that. It goes back into our caveman days of survival. And, it goes into trust and all these other things. But at the same time, that warped view of what a man is, that he's supposed to be this tough exterior that never cries and never chews leather, this bullshit that we were sold. It's just, that's all it is. It's just bullshit. What a man really is compassionate and kind, aggressive when he needs to be, a protector, all these different things. It's not just simple as this one's hard and this one's soft when comparing a man and a woman. No, there's varying degrees of that, and that's how it should be. People are extraordinary. They shouldn't be defined in such small packages and boxes, labels. Once you start labeling everything, that's how you start separating everything. I'm surprised no one else caught on to that. But yeah, I've always held the philosophy that a man, why shouldn't he be able to cry? I've dealt with my share of bullies and beatings along the way because I was a crybaby, amongst other words that we can't say no more. But I always held on to my belief that if I feel it, I should just feel it. Who is anyone else in this world to dictate how I feel and how I should act? If I want to cry, I will cry. If I want to be angry, I will be angry. If I want to be sad, I'll be sad. These outward appearances and things that we all think we have to put on, these masks is what we'll call them, and that's all they are. We go to work every day and pretend to be somebody we're not. We go home to our wife or whatever, pretend to be somebody we're not. You gotta shed the mask, people. Shed these ideas of what we think people are. Now, don't get me wrong, there is certain gender roles to be played. There is certain things that men and women, and that's what I'm getting at when I'm talking about compassion and kindness. We all have our parts to play in life. Sometimes we don't want to admit to them. We don't want to face them. But we have to play them either way. And that's how I feel about that. That's what I'll say about that, is old Bubba goes. And that's how I feel about that. That's all I want to say about that. But what I'm getting at is men don't have to be so hard that they're hard on each other. Does that make sense? Instead of constantly at war with each other, thinking that we have to be this bravado, macho dude. How come we couldn't be a brother to one another? When one's going through a divorce and needs to cry, how come we can't be a shoulder to lean on, you know? When their kids won't come over, or call them on Veterans Day, why can't we cry about it? Who says we can't? Because it hurts just as much. These silly roles. Look at me. I've never followed them. I was the kid that got beat up for dyeing my hair and called every name in the book. People questioned my sexuality. Why can't you feel? Who said a man can't feel and can't be kind and compassionate to another human being? Always got to be looking for a fight. That's nonsense. In my opinion, but what do I know? I'm just an old crazy dude. Old crazy veteran. I've dealt with my emotions a lot. I've had to. I had so much aggression from the war that I tucked myself away because I didn't know if I could be kind to people. I was scared that I might hurt them, to be honest. And that's sad. No one should ever do that. Be scared to live. Be scared of these labels these people place upon us. So much so that we can't go out and be kind and be the people that we actually are. Kind and compassionate to one another. Not always looking for something. Or wanting to wear a mask and be something we're not. Things hurt men just as much as they do anybody else. So you gotta learn to, like they've always been preaching for all these years, and we called it sissy or whatever. It's okay to love. It's okay to cry. Doesn't make you any less of a man or whatever your label may be. It's okay to be kind to one another.